Morning everyone, Ian from DIY Home and Gardening, and behind me is what we're going to be looking at today. It is a flower carpet type of rose. Yes, it is a rose, but they are slightly different in terms of how you prune them to a normal rose. So let's turn the camera around, have a little look. Well, look at that, there's plenty of flowers still on there. They're looking half reasonable, but don't be fooled because it is the 14th of November and it has just been unusually mild for this time of year. So as with all roses, you want to start doing your pruning now whilst the roses are going into dormancy, and we're looking to do the preparation for winter. Start by removing any dead, diseased or damaged stems or growth that are on the plant, and any stems that are crossing through the middle, which as you can see in this plant is going to be quite a bit. So we're actually on location at my in-laws, and this rose hasn't been done for a little while, but as I say, start with those basics: dead, diseased, damaged stems and the crossing pieces. Leave the rest of the growth because we'll tackle that in a bit, because flowering carpet type roses are different. So cut out the dead, of which there was quite a lot, and you can see that's already thinned out the middle quite a bit. Still a few little stumps that I need to take out. Like I said, next thing is to try and clear some of this middle section. So if you look at things like that where it's going back, obviously going back on itself, just remove those. And where you have things like these multiple branches, multiple stems, just remove the one that is facing inwards or growing inwards, and you can just work around just doing some of the basics like that. So one thing to note is that flower carpet types produce a lot of small spindly growth with the flower on also. So first thing is to remove the old flowering stem, so just cut them back to about an inch from the main stem to, again, outward facing bud. If you notice that the stem, as in this case, is now trying to cross inwards, then remove that at the same time, and then you can make a decision at a slightly later stage as to whether you're going to retain that branch as it is or not. So for the time being, as I say, work on those couple of bits, remove your crossing bits and some of the smaller spindly growth, and likewise start making a view as to how you're going to create the shape. But you want to try and keep the stems nice and long for the time being. So I thought I'd show you this section. So stripped off growth on the side, and then got this older stem that is produced, well, basically just spindly sections, so remove that, and that is just going to leave these two sections here. And where you've got the end spindly growth, we'll remove that to there. Same on the other stem. And essentially that is our finishing piece there. So now we're starting to get somewhere with the pruning of the rose. It's worth noting that the flowers are born just on this season's growth. So that means when you're looking at some of these older branches, don't consider keeping them if they are just there to make up the numbers, as they won't produce any flower for you. But what you're looking for is sort of nice chunky stems that are coming off them. So if they don't have any real value to them, then don't keep them on. So a bit like with this branch here, where you can see it's got a lot of this smaller growth that has borne, well, some flower, but probably not a lot. Just work your way along, literally taking all the spindly stuff off. We'll cut that back to there, and that. and then that. And that is going to become your framework from where hopefully some of these other shoots will then form to a flower for you for next year. Likewise, when we come to this branch here, we got this stem that is the new wood, where you can see has borne flowers to the top. We got this older stem, so let's remove that, and it really is as ruthless as that is, and taking that out, and that leaves you with your framework for next year. Well, we've done most of the pruning work now, and whilst the I suppose the shaping would be acceptable, albeit not quite hard enough for a normal bush rose, you should actually grow the flowering carpets in a different way, and that is because they are classed as a hummock forming or ground cover rose, so they're never really designed or bred to be growing as they are. So what the normal way to grow them is essentially what we used to affectionately call them as spider training. And so just using sections of wire, I'm now going to try and pin some of these branches down towards the ground like so, and then what you'll find is that next season you'll get shoots popping up all along that stem, and they will produce flower at a lower level to give you that nice mounded mass of colour that really gets to about 1 metre in height, but is much more controllable. So I know this is quite an old plant really to start training, but going to give it a go. So let's see what happens. So just using some thick gauge wire, make up a crude hook, or you can use a tent peg, and then just going to push it into the ground like so, and that forms one of our spider arms. And now you can work your way around the plant and see whether you can create the same going around. Any stems that then become surplus to requirements can then be snipped off. So let's have a little look, see how we get on. As we're setting these stems out, worth also remembering just where you're going to be positioning to, because you don't want to be pegging all the way out to there. Put your peg just behind where there's the outward facing bud, or upward facing bud as it is in this case, and then make your snip, and so then that way you've got these potential upward facing buds that are going to send your shoots upwards, and they will be the ones that bear the flowers. So yeah, just continue. Right, and that is the finished spider, if you like, of the flower carpet rose. It's not the best because, as I said before, we're dealing with a rose that has been neglected for a long time, but it will sort of take shape again within the next couple of years quite easily, so long as you maintain the pruning and the structure. With regards to this top section that looks quite unsightly, it's just been cut back pretty hard, and hopefully that will encourage some of the growth to appear from around the side. Through the centre there you can see that all the dead is now removed, so again hopefully over the next next year should see plenty of growth coming from all these buds, and that will enable moving forward to tidy up some of the structure a little bit and make it a little bit more balanced. But in essence, that is how to prune a flaring carpet rose. Job done. So another job done, another type of rose ticked off that list as to how to prune, how certainly how to tackle a flowering carpet type rose or a hummock forming rose. They are a little bit different, but most of the principles are still the same. So yeah, we've gone from what was the quite unruly shrub behind to now we've got the spider version, which will definitely bear more flower and hips than the one that well, was on show about 3/4 an hour ago. Yeah, so as always, if you've got any questions, please send them over to me. I'll do my best to answer them for you. If you like what I'm doing, then please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that reminder button so you don't miss out on the future videos that I'm doing. More importantly, especially with this glorious weather, mid-November, make use of your time outside, enjoy what you're doing, have fun, and use it as a good opportunity to unwind before that horrible winter weather sets in. So, till next time, mind how you go, and bye for now.